and then it's a really powerful message. Hi everybody, this is Kim.
And I'm Jess.
And we are the girls from I Want to Be Different, and we are here. And I'm going to let Jess tell you what day it is, because last time we started off, I was lying
Pick
about
a day,
something.
any day.
Yeah. So I don't know when we're going to.
You know what? For all you people that get hung up on planning and what day it is and what you're wearing and all that, just come hang with us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because we'll teach you what it's
So we are here, and I guess we don't know when we're going to post this, whenever it comes to our mind and we feel like, oh, this is a good moment.
Whenever we don't forget.
There you go. That's the real reason. I was going to be spiritual and say, whenever the Lord speaks to us.
Yeah, he uses our faults to work it out in his plan, you know.
Yes, he does. Most definitely. So we're here, and Jess had a good idea, actually, right before, because we were trying to figure out what we were going to talk about. We just always know that God is going to give us something. He's called us to do this, and then we just move forward in his timing. So she had a really good idea about us sharing where we've been reading in our favorite book, which is the Bible. It's yours, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the only book I read. It's the only book I got time to read. So.
And so she made a good point, and she was saying that I'm always reading in the New Testament, and she's in the Old, which she finds very interesting. And then we high-fived 2 times, because
that
the first time.
That doesn't mean I'm old, though, does it?
Oh, don't start, because I'll think about the comment you made yesterday. I am not going to go there. I need to share this. She said yesterday, we were sitting and talking about, she was posting to our page or something like that, right? She was posting to our page, and she was trying to tag me in, and she was like, it didn't bring up your name or something. So something like that.
I just put plain old Kim.
No.
And you said you put plain
You said
and
I
old.
just put plain old Kim in there. And I go, did you just call me plain and old? So,
I didn't mean it that way.
I know she didn't.
But
yeah.
You know, maybe later.
So it's actually now for something that I might make her mad about later. It's like, oh, well, I already got her. So yeah, that's actually pretty good. That's genius thinking. So yeah, we are, Jess is going to share, because hers is fresh in her mind.
Right. Yeah.
What have you been reading?
Oh, well.
Yeah, because I see.
So I was in Ruth.
Okay.
I think that's where I was.
Mm-hmm.
But before that, yeah, just all the stories of the Old Testament. I'm in like kind of I was in Judges, and then now I'm in like more of a story section, you know, and so it's been interesting. The story of Ruth, I know everyone knows that.
Which one? I get her mixed up.
Naomi and Ruth.
Her mother. Okay, because I always think that she's Naomi. I mean, yeah. Well, she's Esther. That's what I always think. I'm like, is the book about, because the book is Ruth. The name of the actual book.
Yes. And it's
Ruth.
Not very long, so you should read it. It's a good story. I thought it was interesting in that Boaz, who is related to Naomi, then ends up being her redeemer. If you don't know the story, read it. But I loved how it said multiple times in there, he said that he was drawn to her by her character, like, because she had done something different. There you go. She had
Seriously?
Yeah, because Naomi told her to go back, because she was not, she was a Moabite. Okay. And so she said, go back to your land, go back to and live with your mom, and you know, because their husbands had died. Well, her sister-in-law did. She went back. But Ruth said, no, I'm going to stay with you. And so she ended up going with Naomi back to Naomi's land.
That's right. Okay.
Right? So she's in a foreign land, and she's, so it was just interesting to me that she's, number one, she's in a foreign land, so she's willing to go somewhere she's never gone before, and she's different, and she stuck out in that way, because Boaz says, I wish I had it with me. It was like 3 times at least, he says. I almost want to say it's at least 2, but maybe 3 times he says she had, it's something about her character, her choices that she had made, how she had chosen to go and come with her mother-in-law and just to be with her and to stay with her in this time when they're both basically single ladies, you know, and in that time that wasn't really
they wanted their husbands.
Exactly.
Their
marriage
husbands was very
because women were like
Is
property.
it the book of Ruth or the book of Esther? You know what?
I don't know. It said Ruth on my
thing,
no,
but I don't know. Was. We know the Bible.
Don't test us.
No,
right
but
now,
I was exactly.
No,
so I was looking for it in here, and I am going back. You can. It is the table of contents is anointed. You can still use it. Don't act like you know everything, because that's where I am.
For somebody, that's good for me actually.
Ruth, page 314. It is. I
so,
get that.
All that to say, that's what I am studying or was reading and was getting today.
Yeah. And I think that's really
also,
good.
And why can't I think of it?
What?
The hair guy.
Oh, Samson.
That was interesting. I thought that was interesting because that man, what I felt like I was thinking about, I'm like, man, that man, you know what he had a thing, right? So like we all have these like things, sometimes like addictions. We have addictions, right? Some people's Facebooks, I was thinking about it, all these different addictions people have, like drugs, alcohol. His was women. I just decided it was women because he had the prostitute at one point, and then he married the one lady, and she was.
The Bible is like it's a lot of similar stories to what goes on in the society today. Yeah, seriously. Yeah. I mean, so the men were men.
Yeah, and he was, and I do want to say that was all part of God's plan. That was God's plan, but at the same time, I thought, man, that guy didn't get it ever. Like he kept going back and getting in trouble with women. So, all that to say, you know what? If you're addicted to something, I don't know. Maybe take a thought about that. Take a run around the block. I don't know.
A run or two.
Or read the book of Samson.
No, that is
the book where
is it? It's Judges.
It's in Judges. Okay.
Yeah,
because he was a judge. There you go.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know that.
And God used those judges were, they came at a time where God, he was using judges instead of, was it prophets and kings or something like that? Yeah. We'll have to have Dean Moore to give us a check off on that. She's watching this and she's looking at me like, that girl reads a Message Bible. How did you realize she didn't? That wasn't. Did I tell you that?
No, but I picked up on it.
Did you really?
I'm a smart girl.
She is. Between the two of us, I am the smart. No, I'm just. No, but yeah, that's not her favorite. I'm not going to tell you what she said about it. It wasn't anything just like totally degrading, but it's just one of those things that
she did use square one. Which made me
she
feel
did.
A little bit better.
That's right. She used, your comment square one. No, but those are really good stories. I think what's coming to my mind is they are Old Testament stories, but how relevant they are right now.
That's true.
You know how relevant they are because I do know one thing, like theologically, that there was a 400-year gap between the Old and the New Testament. And just to realize that those stories, those people were like us. These are not fairy tales. These are real, actual stories that God allowed people to pen like years ago in history
to help us.
Yeah, the Bible. Even there's a verse in the New Testament talking about that the Bible is written and it was meant to give us guidance and direction and to teach us and things of that nature. So I think those are real good stories. What have I been reading? I've been reading in the book of John. Does that surprise you? Because I think that's where the woman at the well was. You guys got it seriously, but while I'm here,
if we were disciples, we're not going to go any further.
Oh boy, poor Jesus. He'd be like, you know what?
Everybody says
I'm not going to the cross if they're going to Peter.
Everybody says they're Peter, right?
Yeah.
You would be John, but I don't know who I would be. I'm afraid I would be the guy that wasn't mentioned.
Oh, the one.
I don't know.
That was you'd be Judas.
Oh, wow. She just said that. It does sound kind of like she just said, I am the one that Jesus most loves.
That was him. That's so funny. That's so funny. Yeah. No, but
if somebody reads their Bible, they're getting a good laugh right now.
because I'm always stuck in John. This is why we're laughing about this. And then like the woman at the well, it's not her. Jess had a few issues about that. But you should still check out some of our other videos.
It is a good story.
It is.
It's a good story twice.
I think it was actually 3 times.
I said it was a good story.
They were really good. They were really wonderful messages, and you should check them out.
Yes.
What I have been reading is in the book of John, chapter 5. I've been reading about this guy, the guy that had been sick, I think it said, for years and years and years. Well, let me read just a little bit of the story. Now, there was in Jerusalem by the sheep gates, and I'm visualizing all this stuff as I'm reading, you know, that it was stinky here, you know, this is by a sheep gate, so therefore there are sheep there. And it's called, by the sheep gate, it's called Hebrew, keep me on time, Jess, Bethsaida, having 5, thanks. And it had 5 porticos. In these lay a multitude of, and that word just stuck out to me this time in my life, lay a multitude of those who were sick, blind, lame, and withered. They were waiting for the move of the water. One thing that did stick out to me there is in their most, I guess, downtrodden situation, the most dull time in their life, the most ridiculous time in their life, frustrating time of their life, they were still waiting and anticipating something good. That's what came out to me. That they were waiting for the angel, because it was an angel that would come down and stir up the water, and somebody would get. Exactly. Oh, exactly. They still had a hope. So that stuck out to me. For an angel of the Lord, he went down at a certain season into the pool, and he stirred up the water. Whoever would go first after the stirring of the water, not blah, blah, blah in God's word, I'm sorry, stepped in and was made well from whatever disease which he was afflicted with. And there was a man there, here it is, who had been ill for 38 years. He was ill for 38 years. Now that's huge, seriously, to be sick that long. And when Jesus saw him laying there, he knew he had already been there a long time in the condition he was in. And then Jesus just asked him. He didn't say hi to him. He didn't say, how you doing? He was like, dude, do you want to get well? That's all I'm here for. And the sick man answered him. He said, sir, I have nobody to put me into the pool when the water is stirred up. But while I am coming, another steps in before me. And I just visualize that these people are blind, they are lame, and they're running to this pool. And then somebody's like, no. This is not funny, but it's great.
Well, and he's and I see complaining in that too.
Yes.
You know,
yes.
She always gets there before me. You know, like kind of thing. So,
that somebody goes before him first.
Yeah.
You know, but this is something. But you know what? This guy here, it's so much about him. It really, really is. And as it goes on, he does get his healing. There are some. I'm just gonna make this short. He does get his healing, and then it says, now on the Sabbath day, the Jews were saying, you know, to this man, because he picked up his mat and walked, and Jesus told him to, and it was the Sabbath day. So all of these Pharisees, guys, they were so upset about it, or what have you. And I love this part where he asked him. He said, you know what? It's not permissible for you to carry your pallet. So what are you doing? This is the Pharisee talking to him. And he answered him. He said, he who made me well, he was the one that said for me to pick up the mat and walk. That stood out to me because this guy is telling him, you know what? The one that helped me out when I was in the worst state of my life, I'd been there 38 years. He helped me out. He called me out. He didn't question me. He didn't talk about me. He didn't ask me, you know, why I was, you know, he didn't ask me why I had been in this state so long and why I didn't run fast enough to get to the water. He just asked me, did I want to get well? And he helped me. I felt like he was saying to the Pharisees, you know what? I don't care what you're saying right now. The one that was there for me in the moment where I had just the worst time of my life, that's who I'm going to listen to.
Yep.
I don't care what you guys are saying. Good. And I was thinking about that in things that we deal with in life each day, you know, where we're trying to move forward into something that God's called us to. And people might think it's crazy. They're questioning it. And, you know, that's my answer. You know what? You weren't there. You don't know the cost of the oil in my alabaster pots. You don't know what God spoke to me. You don't know.
Yeah, each has their own conviction. That's why I say that so much, because I think that goes across the board with, like, you know, sometimes you look at people and you're like, why are they doing that?
Yes.
But then you have to realize, number one, you don't know what they're going through.
Yeah.
And my brother, my husband and I were just talking about this. like, give some grace, give some mercy, you know, where it's, you know, you've been given it, so give it. And just, like,
and just
like
sometimes just be quiet. You know what I'm
Well,
saying? Because you know what? You don't have the right to actually, I felt like this is what this guy was saying. This,
you don't have the right to tell me not to get
I was down and out. And you didn't think about coming to help me.
Right.
You know, we're sitting up here in these 5 porticos and all of us are sick. You didn't even come up there one time to say anything to me. This man came, his first visit, he looked at me. Because the Bible said there were multitudes of people there. And it said that Jesus saw him and he asked him. And so that's huge to me. And I think that we really should be focused on what it is that the Lord is saying to us, because he is the one that's going to be there when, you know, everything else fails.
You know, I tell my daughter, and this probably works for everyone, you know, like, I see little kids, and I think we do it as adults. We get concerned about what other people are doing or what's going on, or, you know, like, something will be happening and she's worried about her brother, and she's like, well, but mommy he's, and you know, every time I say to her, I said, well, what are you doing? Because who do you need to worry about, Claire? Who do you need to worry about? You need to worry about Claire. That's what you need to worry about. Every time we tell her, we say that to her constantly to remind her that you've got to stop worrying about all this other thing and focus. How are you acting?
Good at that age to get that into their system, get into their spirit.
Well, and I think we need it sometimes.
Oh,
well,
definitely.
How are you acting? You know, you're worried about, oh, well, she's treating me wrong and she's this and that. Well, how are you acting? You know? So,
that is so true. That is definitely
I say
true.
that for myself.
We say, I mean, when you know, like you say all the time, the Lord takes us through it so we can have something, you know, to be able to share. We are, I mean, we are that's how it works. That's why we don't do these messages every week. We don't want to go, no, that's not why. So, I mean, I thank the Lord for, I just wrote, these guys down. I thank the Lord just for his word, because like we said, we're not trying to impress anybody.
No.
We really, okay, and we'll talk about that next week. Okay, so, 2 gals, Rachel and Tabitha, they liked one of our posts that we put out there. Do you know? You do? That's cool. So. Hi, Rachel and Tabitha. They liked one of our posts. We appreciate you coming to our page and liking our posts. And then Amanda from the UK, we love you.
I know.
You are wonderful.
We're going to come visit you.
Yes, we are. And then Shirley Bird, she's new to I Want to Be Different. She liked the page.
Cool.
So hi, Shirley. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
And we're excited about that. We're excited about what God is doing. We really believe in what he said. We are convinced. So, y'all gonna see us a lot more. So,
you know. All right, so be sure to check us out on Facebook. You can like us there. Subscribe on our YouTube channel. You'll get alerts whenever we post our videos or we post to Instagram. I Want to Be Different.
I Want to Be Different.
Well, thanks all.
See
we'll
y'all.
See you later.
Hope you were blessed today. Bye-bye.